Facing your fear. When you know you're being gripped with fear about something, it's time to go in to see what's going on in there and what it's all about. Yes, I know you probably already know that. However, what we tend to do is to avoid it at all cost. Why is that? Our current reality energetically is that we are all rising to a new level, and together with that comes new understandings. In order to receive those understandings so that we can flourish and prosper in our creativity, we are being led and guided in these days to look at and then release our deepest fears. Perhaps you've been encountering this yourself recently. Have you noticed that you're being called to take certain actions or face certain difficulties and you can't seem to do it? You're plagued with a fear you really don't understand, and you know that if you try to explain this to anyone else, they might find it completely ridiculous that you would be afraid of a certain situation or confrontation. But know that this is larger than you and that there is no reason to face it alone. I recently had this experience myself, and not being able to act on the outside, I knew I had to go to the inside and find out what was there, what was holding me back. This fear was gripping me, and I couldn't find a way out of it. Fortunately, or not so fortunately, because God is always there to guide us, I felt a strong drive to complete the audio editing of the final chapters of A Course in Miracles that I have been working on for a few years now. I have gotten so close to the end simply by keeping a daily practice of continuing to edit daily. This is a multi-year project for me, and although I've had some assistance here and there, it's become crucially important for me to keep taking those daily steps forward toward completing this massive, massive goal. But this time I was being guided and led to do it all day, to get her done, with a vehemence that demanded focus and non-interruption. I listened to the guidance, shoved everything else aside, and just edited, and that's all I did. So there I was on my Friday night, all day Saturday, and yes, Sunday, getting it completed. It's very detailed and tedious work, but at the same time, I am listening and comprehending the content of A Course in Miracles in my very own voice. What happened in that process was that I was being flooded with light. Phrase after phrase, paragraph after paragraph, I was being taught about guilt and its powerful effects on us if we allow it to persist. But there is a way beyond this guilt, which is always a form of self-hatred, and that is through love. There is no other way beyond your fears than to face them head on and see that they are not truly real. But what is real is that you are truly loved. Here's a quote from A Course in Miracles. The gift of God to you is limitless. There is no circumstance it cannot answer, and no problem which is not resolved within its gracious light. Abide in peace, where God would have you be. A Course in Miracles. You see, in order to be relieved of these internal fears, this seemingly ever-pervasive guilt we hold within, the only way out is through, and the way through is to flood yourself with the light of love. Flood yourself, flood yourself, flood yourself. You get to give yourself everything you need to heal. This is easier than you think. It is your natural state, in fact. But it is the fear of facing the fear that is the scariest of all. And it does and will take some time out from your regular world to set things aside for a bit and sit with yourself long enough to reach up and receive. You may need to turn to your trusted sources for inspiration to find and receive that light. And you can find plenty on my blog or listen to my podcast. You can also join us in the A Course in Miracles Beginner Study group on Facebook, where I post a quote from the Course daily. But really, the only way up is through, with love, cherishing your real self and allowing her to engulf you in her security. Premium Light Attunements and The Big Kahuna. I recently came across a few offerings I had developed years ago while I was living on Maui. I'm so glad I found them again. If you'd like some private support with elevating during these times, I'm honoring the pricing set in 2017 when I first started these. Yep. The reason I'm doing that is that I'm slowly easing myself back into doing one-on-one work with private clients after having been focused on group work for the last few years and then relocating to Munich, Germany, where I am feeling very settled now. Both are 30-day options, giving you the opportunity to dip your toe in working with me, and now they're available to you in these easy price ranges. I'm going to hold these true until the end of this year, 2021. You can see the link in the description. I always enjoy hearing from you if you want to send an email, and I hope you're staying cool in these very hot times. Much love and many blessings, Suzanne.